Hey guys, what's going on? Anisu here. Thank you guys so much for joining me for yet another video. Why is my camera doing that? It's weird. Okay, there it goes. Anyways, yes, thank you guys so much for joining me for yet another video. And in this video, as you guys could tell from the title up above, I'm going to be talking about long distance relationships. So if you are considering being in a long distance relationship, or you're already in one, or you're just interested in the topic, definitely stick around, definitely hang out. I have some great tips, some really good advice that I feel like can really help you guys, those that are considering being in a long distance relationship. Y'all like the look? I'm doing something a little bit different. No red lipstick today. Like, what's hello? It's a new girl, okay? Yeah guys, and you know, I'm sporting my little twist or whatever. I've been getting so many compliments on these twists. It's like crazy. Because okay, this is just a little side note. I remember the first time I put twist in my head. When I tell you, I was so scared to go outside. I was literally like sweating bullets. The thought of going outside for the first time in my little twist, I was like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, what are people gonna think? But I've come a long way. I'm still not really that great at twisting, to be honest with you. I just do it to where I like it, but it's not like professional or whatever. Anyways, let's get on down to this video. So yeah guys, I'm gonna be giving you guys some tips, advice, and if you want to know where I get my advice from, like what makes me qualified to speak on this topic, well, I was in a really great, amazing, beautiful long distance relationships. Ooh, I'm getting butterflies just thinking about it. No, seriously though, I was in a great long distance relationship. I'm like, looking back to it, it was amazing. Me and my ex, and I'm gonna be talking about him a lot, so I'm gonna give him a nickname, Albert. He's gonna hate that, but that's okay. So I'm gonna be talking about Albert a lot, kind of where I get where I'm pulling my knowledge from as far as like long distance relationships. Okay, so before we even get into the tips, before we get into any advice or whatever, there are two things you have to consider before you get into a long distance relationship. Okay, first of all, the first thing to consider: is this somebody that you take seriously? These relationships are work. They take a lot of effort. So for you to put yourself in a situation like this with somebody that you're not serious about, what are you doing? Like, it's not worth it. I'm trying to tell you. Oh, she's cute. Oh, she's cute. She's cute. She's cute. She's cute. Yeah, like, it's just not worth it. It's just a lot of effort, and for somebody that you don't really care about like that, I just don't see the point in that. So definitely make sure this is somebody that, you know, you see a future with. Obviously, you never know what's gonna happen. You never know if this relationship is gonna make it. But it just has to be somebody who you're willing to put in the effort. You're willing to build together. You're willing to fight for this relationship together. And you see a future together. You can see it. It's not so unbelievable. So yeah, that's the first thing to consider. Make sure this is somebody that you can actually see a future with. Make sure this is somebody that you really could grow with. This is not for flings. This is not for somebody that you're kind of just playing around with. Not a long distance relationship. It's just not worth it. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort for just somebody that you're playing with. The second thing to consider is, what is your goal? What is you guys' goal? Like, sit down with this other person and say, hey, what are we doing here? Are we getting married? Are we gonna eventually move in together? Even though I personally do not believe in living together before marriage. Like, I'm sorry, I know, old-fashioned, I'm sorry. But obviously, people who watch this are going to be adults, and you know, you guys are more than capable of making your decisions, whatever you feel like is best. That's up to you. That's your prerogative. That's between you and your... Anyways, but yeah, so you have to have a plan. Also, put in times, you know what I'm saying? Like, put in times. Like, okay, hey, are we going to get married in 2 years? Are we going to move in together in 6 months? Are you going to come here? Am I going to go there? Like, what's the plan? Yeah, you definitely don't want to be in a long distance relationship with somebody for what, 3-5 years, and then whenever you guys come to the conclusion of like, okay, we have to do something. Oh my god, am I recording? Okay, I am. I thought I wasn't recording. I was about to punch myself. Yeah, you definitely don't want to like make it to like the 5th year of being in a long distance relationship, and then somebody brings up marriage, or you know, moving in together, or you know, doing that next step, and then the other person's kind of like, oh, Did you think that that's what we were gonna do? Did you think that we were gonna get married? That wasn't my intention. Like, that would be terrible, because that means you wasted 5 years of your life that you will never ever get back. So yeah, guys, that's just something to consider. The 2 things to consider: make sure this is somebody that you're serious about, and make sure you guys have a goal, a plan, and put some time to it. It doesn't have to be exact, but my camera's dying. It doesn't have to be exact, but it kind of just have to have like a range. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. And if you are ready to hear these tips and you're ready to learn how to make a long distance relationship work, stay tuned, okay? Get your tea, get your coffee, get your smoothie. Me, I've got my water, okay? The first tip, and I'm gonna try and kind of like hurry this along because my camera's about to die. But the first tip is communication. Talk as often as possible. Talk as often as possible. For some people, you can only talk a couple times a week. For some people, you know, you talk every day. I have witnesses. I literally have people who can stamp on this. Me and Albert were talking almost every day, and we talk for hours, literally for hours. You know, that's all you have is that communication. So, you know, talk as much as you guys are able to. If that's every day, then that's great. If that's every other day, that's great too. If that's a couple times a week, a couple times a month, whatever works for you guys, just make sure that it's constant, and make sure that, you know, you guys keep up with that. You know, there's text, there's phone call, email, heck, you can send letters. But the best form of communication when it comes to a long distance relationship is definitely video chat. Video chat is king to these kinds of relationships, because you could see your boo. I remember me and him, like, I would call him while I was doing laundry or washing the dishes or talking to my family. You know, I'm doing my thing, he's doing his thing, but we have the video camera on, and it's kind of like I get to see into his world and vice versa. Second piece of advice is to keep it fun, keep it interesting, keep it cute, keep it creative. Just find little ways to make you guys' spark, you know, continue. Find little ways to make sure that you guys are like very much engaged in each other's lives. And this is a little bit more than, it kind of goes along the lines of communication, but this goes a little bit further. It's one thing to communicate, like y'all could talk on the phone every day, but that gets boring. Even if you video chat every day, that kind of gets boring. You have to find little ways to make it creative and fun and keep that spark going. For an example, me and Albert would just send little videos, little funny videos of ourselves to each other, you know, singing, dancing, you know, things like that. You know, you have to have little things to look forward to, have little things to kind of just like, you know, brighten the other person's day. That's what I mean by keep it creative. Do little fun stuff, do games and challenges. Like, I remember we used to we went on this diet together, something like that, where we challenged each other to eat healthy or whatever. So we would literally send each other pictures of the food that every meal that we ate for like a week or something like that, and that was fun. That was so much fun. Again, that's keeps the spark going, and that keeps each other engaged in one another's lives. It's so important. The other thing that me and him used to do, oh my god, we used to like watching sermons together, and it was so cute. Like, we would be on video chat, and then we would watch a sermon. Like, I would be watching it on my end, he would be watching it on his end, and then we would just be, you know, discussing like what we learned, what we liked, what we got from the video, things that we can just watch together and then just talk about it. And it was fun for us. That's what I'm saying. You have to, guys, my whole point is this, right? My whole point is this: you are not with this person. You have to find ways to make it interesting and make it fun. And all of this that I'm talking about, it has to be in a way that it's as if the person is still in your life, even though they're not in your life, even though, you know, physically they're not in your life. You have to try and make it seem as so. So, you know, keeping as much engagement as possible. You know, this person knew my schedule, he knew my coworkers, he knew everything about my life, and vice versa, just because we were constantly talking, we were constantly communicating, and we found ways to make it fun. These relationships tend to get dry, So this is something to look out for. That's why I say it's a lot of work. It's not easy. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that it's easy, because it's not. The last piece of advice, I guess, would just be, I don't think it's necessary. It's kind of like a bonus. It's not necessary, in my opinion. Me and Albert didn't do this, and I know many long distance couples who didn't get to do this, but if you can, it definitely cannot hurt. The last piece of advice would be to visit. If you can visit the other person, come on, like that's awesome. Like that would be, it would have been so nice for, if you know, to visit Albert when we were together, but we just couldn't at that time. You know, we couldn't take time off work, you know, we were saving, so it just wasn't applicable in our situation. And you know, you have some people who are in long distance relationship with somebody who's deployed, so you know, they can't visit whenever they want, or sometimes they can't visit at all. So it just depends on your situation. But if you can, if you have the ability to, hey, do it. It can't hurt. So this is what you need to expect. So you already know the tips, you already know what to do, you already know how to conduct yourself and things like that, and what you need to do in order to make these relationships successful. Now I'm going to equip you with what to expect. Expect to miss that person all the time. Expect to feel sad sometimes because you just want to be with your man or your woman. You just want to be with this other person and you can't, and that sucks. That was the worst. That, I feel like, was hard. You have to be, that's something, just expect that. Expect to really miss this person all the time. Expect to be sad sometimes because they're not there. And then if you're clingy like me, I was a clingy girlfriend, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wouldn't let him get off the phone. We would end up talking until 3 o'clock in the morning because of me, because I still wanted to talk to him just a little bit longer, because whenever we weren't talking, I missed him, you know, I didn't get to see him, and you know, things like that. So yeah, like, definitely expect that. That's kind of where it sucks. You want to, like, sometimes you want to just hug your man or your woman, or kiss them, you know, show them love, you know, be in their presence. There's nothing like being in the presence of somebody you love. And that's when it gets hard, because you just simply can't. Do not believe the hype. I know that long distance relationships get like a really bad rep, but it's only because of the mere fact that you cannot be physical with the other person. And for some people, they can't handle that. It is what it is. They can't handle the part that you can't be physical with the other person. But let me tell you something. That's actually the benefit. If you ask me, that this is why I'm an advocate for long distance relationships, because the simple fact that you really can't be physical with this person means that you have to connect in other ways. It's like when you can connect mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever, those are what matters. The physical connection, yes, it matters, but not compared to the other ways you're supposed to connect. And I feel like a lot of the times when the physical connection is a big part of the relationship, or is introduced too early in the relationship, that's when you don't get to connect as strongly. Sometimes the physical aspect of a relationship can actually get in the way. Some people don't want to hear that. It's the truth. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, when you get physical, it's very hard to then really connect with the other person in any other kind of way. I mean, it is what it is. Like, so I feel like that's the advantage, is like you have no other choice but to connect mentally. You have no other choice but to get to know this person for who they are without the physical getting in the way. You have no other choice but to, you know, find little ways to connect without getting physical. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. If it's with the right person, and you know, I'm in love with the person, and you know, we're planning on getting married, and we just happen to be in a situation where we can't be together, heck yeah, I would do it again. Look, some of the strongest, like, I'm telling you, you see a lot of people who have really strong marriages, strong relationships, strong connections. A lot of them started out long distance, or had to be long distance for a while. And I'm telling you, these relationships are great and they work. Don't believe the hype. They work. That is what I have to give you guys about long distance relationships. If I left something, if I didn't mention something, please comment down below. I would definitely love to read it. I'm sure people who watch this video would definitely love to read it. Any other advice you have, any other tips that you may have, please leave it down in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys took something from this. I hope you guys could learn something. And yeah, guys, stay blessed. Have a great day, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.